Okay, so Cork 112, Kerry 13 points. I'm here with Matthew from the GAA Statsman account. Yeah, Matthew. Obviously, when I asked you on here during the week, I was expecting Cork would probably give Kerry a good bit of a game, but I never expected Cork to actually win this. So I'd imagine as a Cork fan, like what are your thoughts and emotions after that win?
Hard to describe, really, Aaron. When Mark Keane's goal went in, um, just jumping around the sitting room, disbelief, really. Going into the last few minutes, I thought Cork, to give it their all. Sean Powter was cramping up, handling all them players. And then one ball went in, and oh, what a catch by Mark Keane. He didn't do anything else up until that moment. And then out of nothing, really. Honestly, disbelief. But honestly, all the players today for their effort deserve a 10 in ratings today. They were outstanding. They put their bodies on the line. If I was to give a man of the match, I'd probably go Sean Powter. He hasn't played championship football since 2017. And this was his first game since 2017. He ran his socks off in this game. He put his body on the line. He scored a point from corner back as well. Like, it's unbelievable. I'd say every Cork fan will be drinking a beer tonight.
Yeah, I might even have one myself, to be honest, because like, don't get me wrong, I thought Kerry were going to win the All Ireland, but what do I know? But I suppose like Sean Porter, yeah, like he made some very very impressive defensive blocks at times. Like it was something else entirely. Like, what did you make of Cork's kind of? They did set up quite defensively, and I know Colin O'Rourke was kind of laying into both Kerry and Cork. I can understand why he's laying into Kerry a bit, but I think with Cork, like, obviously they did have a few defensive problems coming into the game, so I think they were right to set up the way they did. But like, what did you make of that defensive setup yourself?
I thought we had to really set up defensively, given the conditions. It was slippery. It's hard to keep your footing and hard to score as well with the wind. You see David Clifford, which looks like two easy frees, and he kicked them wide,
Hmm.
which was incredible because in extra time he kicked an unbelievable point, which is probably one of the scores of the weekend. Um, we had to be patient, really. Um, like, I think we only scored, like, I think it was 1-5 from play, and we had to, dig in, and a lot of breaks had to go our way. I thought the ref gave a lot of frees, to be honest. I thought he wasn't against Cork particularly, but he gave a lot of frees for both sides. I think it was well over 60 frees today.
Hmm.
Um,
I think
which
it
is
was they said on RTE. I think it was 57 in normal time anyway. 57 free kicks, which was crazy.
yeah, yeah. But I suppose maybe it was the conditions, maybe players sliding in, and you know, it's unbelievable in that regard. But I thought I was getting kind of nervous towards the end when David Moore got a black card, Roland Crowley got a black card as well, and we just didn't take advantage of it. We scored like a point each when they were off the field, and I
Hmm.
felt, could we not just kick the ball in and test out Mark Keane? We did eventually in the end, but up until that point, we were just screaming at the TV, just lay the ball into him and see what he's made of, really. But we were more conservative, and what do I know? In the end, it paid off.
Hmm. Yeah, like especially in those closing stages. I remember yeah, there was like what 15 seconds left, and it didn't look like they were going to be able to work a score. Like it looked like the chance had gone. And when it fell to Luke Connolly, he was probably the only player on the pitch at that time that could probably put that over the bar. And then when it was dropping down, you thought, all right, this is it. Like, Kerry are gonna, grab the ball, and that's it. It's gonna be game over. But then in the end, the ball's in the back of the net and it's just over. And you could even see Peter Keane, who just couldn't quite believe it, really. Like, I think he was even going up to some of the officials and saying what, like, because he was just in disbelief. It was a crazy finish altogether.
I was in disbelief in the sitting room, to be honest. With the goal with it was just delirium, and we couldn't really process what just happened. It
Hmm.
was just crazy what happened. I think, though, take nothing away from the car performance. We were absolutely outstanding today. But I thought Kerry were a bit. They took the game like it was, oh, this is going to be easy. We're getting to a Munster final. And they didn't think much of Cork, really. I think the only player which stood out was obviously Clifford, I thought. But like Sean O'Shea was poor today. A few of their midfielders just took it for granted. And they paid the heavy price and they're out of the All-Ireland. I think they were thinking of Dublin, to be honest. And they put Cork to one side. But we just went for them and shocked them.
Yeah, and I think because Páirc Keane has kind of reverted them to this kind of more defensive style, I think it might have definitely had an effect in some ways on them, because even at times in possession they were quite slow on the ball, and yeah, missing chances that they would normally score. I mean, yes, the conditions definitely played a massive part. Like, you definitely can't deny that, but it was fairly crazy. Like, obviously when Killian Spillane came on, he looked like he was going to change the game for Kerry. Like, he kicked 4 points. Like, were you a bit nervous when you seen him kind of stepping it up a bit, and David Clifford? Because I think there was 3 times throughout the game where Kerry had a 2-point lead, and it looked like, right, that's going to be it. They had a 2-point lead going into the closing stages of normal time, 2-point lead in extra time as well. So I'd imagine, like, the victory must feel that bit sweeter as well, because it genuinely did look like you were going to lose it, not once, but actually twice.
Yeah, definitely. I think it shows more the players' resolve, really. Be 2 points down twice in the game, and to come back in those conditions, never mind in a summer championship. This was just incredible, really. And seeing Kerry, they were playing a defensive system. They were getting used to it over the league, and we were thinking, are we going to break this team down? But to be honest, I think we rode our luck as well. Kerry conceded a lot of easy frees, kept us in the game, taking nothing away from Cork now. But yeah, I thought our defence was strong enough. We only conceded 1 goal chance to Kerry in the entire normal time and extra time. Like, the fullbacks deserve great credit. Maurice Shanley, I thought, was outstanding today. Sean Meehan, centre back, they're both under 20 this last year. They were outstanding. Matty Taylor, brilliant. Kevin O'Donovan. You could literally name the whole team. They played outstanding. Micheál Martin as well. His kickouts weren't great now against Louth, but they definitely improved today. They found Maguire, they found O'Hanlon, and he made a brilliant save. I think, what was it, the first 20 minutes? Shot coming towards him. It looked like a certain goal, and he made an outstanding save, kept us in the game. Yeah, it was an unbelievable team effort for the players in those conditions, yeah.
And like with Mark Keane coming back in, because I've seen obviously a few tweets, and I think you might have even put one out yourself where you were kind of a bit confused that he got back into the team. So like, it's almost like a fairy tale story in many ways, isn't it? He comes back into the team, having played AFL earlier in the year, and then scores the goal. So did you know much about him, even like when you heard him come on the team, and when you seen him come off the bench, were you even a bit surprised that he even got on the pitch?
When the team was announced, I was a bit surprised to see him. I was delighted to see him, no doubt, but seeing a lot of good forwards were missing from that panel. Like, Cathal O'Mahony was missing, Owen McSweeney. There was a few of them players that you think, oh, why are they missing? Apparently O'Mahony was injured. I don't know what the full story is now, but Keane, I thought he'd added different dimensions to the team, and he did during the end of the game. I thought, like, Kieran Sheehan was our main focal point, for collecting the ball from a long ball inside the box. He's now injured, and I think that was maybe a plan to bring Mark Keane back in, and it worked. We only played the ball once into him. If we played it earlier, maybe we could have been out of sight, really. But better late than never, really.
Yeah, and now looking ahead, like, I mean, the sky's the limit really now for Cork, isn't it? Like, because I mean, look, we can't discount Tipperary, obviously. Like, it'd be foolish to do that, but I mean, certainly now, like, I mean, who knows what could happen with this Cork team now? Like, if you do come through Munster, which I do think Cork will, like Tipperary will definitely be tough, but I think Cork will win that, and then you're looking at All Ireland semis, maybe even finals. I mean, it's sky's the limit now for Cork, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah. I would discard Tipperary. I don't think any Cork fan would, to be honest. But yeah, I see Tipperary yesterday. They didn't play to their full potential. They needed Conor Sweeney to just get them out of jail, really. They didn't play to their full potential. Cork kind of did today. That might be advantage Tipperary. But the game is in 2 weeks, so we have time to recuperate and get ready for it. Looking forward to the semi-final if we get there, of course. We'll play Mayo or Galway. I don't know. I fancy Galway all along, obviously. But having not played Sligo, you don't know what Galway team will turn up. Mayo, they looked brilliant today against Roscommon, I'm not going to lie. But I think they're probably weaker teams than Kerry, and Cork could definitely go at them. Looking forward to, you know what, if we get to the final, I'll be happy enough this year, because we didn't expect anything out of the Cork footballers, and boom, we're in the Munster final. It's an incredible feeling, and as you say, yeah, the sky's the limit, absolutely.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, because I watched Tipperary and Limerick yesterday as well, and they could have easily lost that game. Like, they scored a late free, like with Conor Sweeney just close to the sideline. That was to level it up and send it to the extra time, I think. So it was quite extraordinary, really, in that game as well. But yeah, I definitely fancy Cork to win Munster now. All-Ireland final is definitely on the cards. It would probably be the most Mayo thing ever if Mayo got to the semi-finals and got beat by Cork. But then again, it would probably be the most 2020 thing ever if Mayo actually won the All-Ireland, because you just don't know what's going to happen next, to be honest.
Yeah, Biden elected president and Mayo win the All-Ireland. What a headline.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you never know. Mayo could win this All-Ireland, given, Liverpool won the league, the leaving circle called off, we've had this huge pandemic, and Mayo to win the All-Ireland, it was just incredible, really. They could easily lose to Cork, without doubt, even if we beat Kerry today. But to be honest, looking at Mayo today, they should be up there with Dublin. They press up and kickouts, which I think could be Dublin's weakness, really. You see it with Westmeath last night. They sometimes pushed up on Cluxton's kickouts, and they tended to lose the long ball. Yeah, Mayo do that, but to be honest, Mayo will find some way, to mess it up. It'll be very Mayo-like. And if Cillian O'Connor is on form, there's a chance, definitely. You look at it, Cork, probably Donegal, Dublin, Mayo or Galway. It's going to be an interesting All-Ireland now this year.
Yeah, definitely. And even with Meath's big win as well, like it's I mean, Leinster probably isn't even a given, although I would expect Dublin to still win. But yeah, I suppose what we'll do is we'll wrap this up here anyway. Yeah, cheers for your time, Matthew, anyway. And what I'll do is I'll link your account down below anyway. I'm sure we'll see some stats of the game anyway. So
we'll see you, Aaron. Good luck.